Invention 8. The story of the anesthesia invention. In the early 19th century, surgery was a nightmare. Patients were strapped down, screaming in agony, while surgeons rushed with trembling hands to complete their work before shock or blood loss claimed another life. Pain was an inseparable companion of the operating table, and medicine offered little more than alcohol, opium, or even a piece of leather to bite. But in 1846, a quiet revolution began in Boston, one that would forever separate surgery from suffering thanks to an American dentist named William Morton. Morton was not a surgeon, but a man with a restless curiosity. Born in 1819, he trained in dentistry and sought a way to make tooth extractions less terrifying for patients. His early experiments with nitrous oxide, or laughing gas, had shown promise, but the substance was unreliable. Horace Wells, another dentist, had attempted a public demonstration in 1844, only to face failure and humiliation. Morton, however, refused to abandon the idea of painless surgery and looked for a better solution. His search brought him to ether, a substance long known to chemists, but not yet harnessed for medicine. With advice from Charles Jackson, a chemist, Morton began to experiment with ether as an inhaled anesthetic. He even tried to patent the method under the name lithion, though the very idea of patenting pain relief sparked fierce criticism. Still, Morton's determination burned bright. He knew that if ether worked in a public setting, it would change medicine forever. That historic moment arrived on October 16, 1846. In an amphitheater at Massachusetts General Hospital, later known as the Ether Dome, Morton stepped forward. Before a crowd of skeptical doctors, he administered ether to a patient undergoing surgery for a neck tumor. The room held its breath as the scalpel cut flesh, and the patient lay still, free from agony. Gasps of disbelief filled the chamber. The impossible had happened. Pain had been conquered. Within weeks, newspapers and journals spread the news across the world. The impact was immediate and extraordinary. Surgeons, once haunted by screams, could now operate with precision and calm. Complex procedures that had been unthinkable became possible. Amputations no longer carried the same trauma, and new fields of surgery began to open. Even childbirth, long endured with immense suffering, was transformed. When Queen Victoria herself used chloroform for the birth of Prince Leopold in 1853, the practice gained royal approval, silencing many critics. Anesthesia had not only eased pain, but elevated the status of medicine itself. Yet Morton's triumph was not without conflict. Horace Wells, his former colleague, insisted that nitrous oxide deserved recognition. Crawford Long, a physician in Georgia, claimed he had used ether privately as early as 1842. Legal battles and bitter rivalries erupted over who should be called the true discoverer of anesthesia. Morton himself faced financial struggles and never achieved the fame or wealth he had hoped for. Still, history would remember him as the man who made the breakthrough public, forever linking his name to that moment in the Ether Dome. As decades passed, ether was joined by chloroform, and later by safer alternatives. Local anesthetics like cocaine were discovered in the 1880s, and eventually synthetic drugs refined the practice even further. Today, anesthesiology is a medical specialty in its own right, with advanced monitoring, personalized drug delivery, and astonishing safety records. From a simple dental concern, Morton's experiment had grown into one of the most essential pillars of modern medicine. The story of anesthesia is the story of human compassion meeting scientific ingenuity. It shows how a single discovery can ripple through history, reshaping what we believe possible. Without anesthesia, modern surgery, organ transplants, and life-saving procedures would remain locked in the realm of dreams. William Morton's demonstration in 1846 marked not only the end of surgical agony, but the beginning of a new age of healing. And though disputes over credit remain, the gift he gave humanity is undeniable, the power to face the knife without fear.